Subscribe now. EU debates.
Thank you, Mr. Chair Vasiukowski and honourable members of the European Parliament and the Committee on Foreign Affairs. Thank you for this opportunity of updating you on the security debate here in Finland and also our recent decisions and of course our views on the Russian war against Ukraine. And as you mentioned, the Arctic policy is also an important topic, but probably we'll come back to that next time. There are more acute issues. Of course, first it's important to say that the war started by Russia jeopardizes the security and stability of the whole of Europe, and Russia's act of aggression is a blatant violation of international law, the Charter of the United Nations and the principles of the OSCE. In recent weeks and months, a recurring question has been how we in Finland see that these changes will affect our security, and actually I have mentioned 5 issues, 5 topics that has definitely changed now after the 24th of February. Maybe first to mention that the unpredictable behavior of Russia is an imminent issue. Russia is more prepared to carry out operations that are also high-risk operations for Russia itself and will result in high casualties for Russia as well. Secondly, Russia has the ability and readiness to put pressure on its neighbors through rapid force deployments and by bringing more than 100,000 troops to the border without mobilization of the civil population in the country. And thirdly, there is a widespread loose talk in Russia about the use of unconventional weapons, such as nuclear and chemical weapons, even though the use of such weapons is prohibited by international agreements. And fourthly, rules of warfare are not respected by Russia. We have seen several cases where war crimes have happened or Geneva Conventions have been violated, and it's very important that we investigate these cases. And fifthly, I think we have to underline that the European security architecture in this case have not been working. Russia has not been respecting the UN rules, but not either the OSCE rules on peaceful solution of the conflicts, and this is very regrettable. International community and organizations have responded strongly to Russia's aggression. The strong message of unity of the European Union and NATO and close transatlantic coordination have been of key importance during the past months. Russia and its representatives must be held accountable for the consequences and effects of the illegal war of aggression. War crimes must be investigated and those responsible must be brought to justice. No effort must be spared to support Ukraine. Finland is responding to Russia's action as part of the European Union. In its response to Russia's attack, the EU has shown extraordinary speed, determination and unity. This year, Finland has granted Ukraine close to 90 million euros in humanitarian aid and development assistance. We have also provided Ukraine with material and arms assistance. Further assistance is being prepared. Then a couple of words about Finland's national process. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has altered the European and Finnish security environment. However, Finland is not facing an immediate military threat. Maintaining national room to maneuver and freedom of choice remain integral parts of Finland's foreign, security and defence policy. On 13th of April, the government approved and presented to the Parliament a report on changes in Finland's security environment. The report examines actions to develop our national defence capability, the EU dimension and bilateral cooperation with close partners, including NATO. The Parliament has held wide hearings involving nearly all of the parliamentary committees. This work will be completed in the coming days. Today, actually, as we speak, our President of the Republic and our Prime Minister, Sanna Marin, are expected to share their views on the next steps for increasing Finland's security and expressing their position on supporting the Finnish NATO membership. This means that we are now fast approaching the point of national decision-making. Then a couple of words on Finland and NATO. Finland's long-term partnership with NATO is close and wide-ranging. During the past months, the public support for NATO membership has soared in Finland, being now somewhere around 70%. Strong popular support has been expressed in extensive polling, which has been followed by thorough consideration and respective decision by Finland's political parties. Actually, almost all parties have had their extraordinary meetings on the NATO topic now during the last months. Should Finland decide to apply, the accession of Finland would strengthen the security and stability of the Baltic Sea region and Northern Europe. Finland is a regional security provider and would further strengthen NATO as a future ally. From NATO's perspective, Finland holds solid democratic credentials that meet NATO's membership criteria and has a strong and credible national defense that is interoperable with NATO. We are convinced that Finland would bring added value to NATO. Our wartime strength of the defense forces is 280,000 troops, and the trained reserve is 900,000 men and women. Finland has many high-end capabilities, including a fighter jet fleet of F-80s, gradually to be replaced by recently ordered 64 F-35 jet fighters. In addition to Finland's strong partnership with NATO, Finland has a broad range of close bilateral partnerships in security and defense with NATO allies and non-NATO countries, and is a strong advocate of both bilateral and EU defense cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, Russia's invasion is also an attack against the entire European security order. The EU needs to continue to do its utmost to give Ukraine political, military, economic and humanitarian support and to receive Ukrainians fleeing the war. Here in Finland we have more than 20,000 refugees from Ukraine, and we are prepared to even a higher amount, 60,000 to 80,000 refugees. The fact that our partners have aligned themselves with European Union sanctions has made our response also stronger. The adoption of EU's strategic compass was a timely and welcome step. It's essential for the EU's credibility that we implement the objectives and actions set out in the strategic compass comprehensively. European societies might encounter increasingly active hybrid and cyber operations during the months to come. Therefore, strengthening our ability to respond to new and emerging threats is an essential goal. Thank you for this opportunity of addressing you, and maybe before going to questions and answers, I just want to also underline the important work that the United Nations, Secretary General Guterres and United Nations organizations are doing on the ground to help Ukrainians. We are definitely supporting the work of the UN agencies as well as the work of the International Red Cross, ICRC. And of course, finally, I have to mention that all those who have been trying to get the parties together for finding a diplomatic solution, this work should be appreciated by all of us. Thank you, and back to maybe questions and answers.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Haavisto.